welcome to another edition of Dirty Laundry. It's Joey Clifton.
And for the 11th time, this is Meatball.
Well, we're supposed to do this on a weekly basis, but, you need news going on. And, I think every other week works out good because there's a lot to talk about now.
It all depends. If you look at MT, it's basically a bunch of shit posts.
Yeah. Well, we based the Dirty Laundry CT show off of Meriden Talks, which is the local forum, which is just brutal.
Very brutal.
It's not like all the other social media groups or whatever. But basically what we wanted to do was take all of the major topics that people were bitching and complaining about and try and bring some facts to it and let people know how things are working. And, it's really just our opinions and we don't know anything.
No, we don't.
We do know that there's going to be a lot of babies born in about 9 months from now.
And why is that?
Because of the great Meriden blackout of 2019.
What was that?
That was the plane crash at South Meriden.
That makes Meriden sound very fancy.
Yeah, well, it made the nightly news. It made national news. Little plane crashed in the football field at the high school.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a train crash next.
But, we never heard anything about I know the two people were okay in the plane, but we never got their names released, I think because it was a FAA investigation or whatever.
Why, you want to Google them?
No, I think they were, the guy was learning, and I don't know, he was practicing, and hopefully he doesn't get his license.
I think they were from New York, actually.
Yeah.
Doing circles around Meriden, probably chemtrailing.
Really? Spreading those chemicals. Is that why it's been raining like the last how long?
Probably. Cause and effect.
So there's going to be a lot of babies born because what else do you do? We lost power from 6:30 at night till 4:30 in the morning. What else are you going to do?
Eat the food in the refrigerator before it goes bad.
You know what? That's really funny you say that because everybody always says, oh, my God, the fridge, all my cheese and my milk, everything's going to go bad. And you're only out of power for 8 hours. If you don't open the fridge or the freezer.
Every 5 minutes.
It should be okay. But we're perfectly fine eating pizza that's been sitting on the counter for 2 days.
Maybe people were afraid because it was so dark. They didn't know if the cheese was missing or it's still there in the refrigerator.
Pizza's actually better the next day. It's been sitting on the counter all night long. Even in the summertime, it doesn't matter that there's cheese on it. We still eat it, and it's still great.
Yeah.
So we went to the Board of Ed building the night of the blackout for the 10-year plan. What is that? The
POCD?
Yeah, the POCD plan. And basically, they talk about the last 10 years, and then they want your input on the next 10 years. Of course, there was no power, so we had to go to City Hall because they had generators. But it was nice meeting everybody in a 1800s social atmosphere with no power.
What did you think of the Board of Ed building?
Board of Ed building is amazing. And I'm not sure. I wish I knew. Was the top floor, was that the gymnasium? Was it the theater? Or was it both? Do we even know?
Maybe it was an auditorium.
I'm sure plenty of people know. But what a beautiful building. We didn't know that there was an elevator, or I would have definitely chosen the elevator. We're all out of breath.
Stuck on it.
All out of breath. Well, yeah, that's true, too. There was no power. We were all out of breath by the time we climbed, how many floors?
But they had free waters and some coffee, too.
Yeah, I was dying for coffee, and it was fun. I love blackouts. They're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 9 months.
We'll see in 9 months how many new babies are born in Meriden. The meeting, though. They didn't really give us too much information, did they?
No, if you read the 10-year-old plan from 10 years ago, they pretty much just went over that.
Yeah, and they didn't give us, they were going to give us numbers on how many people are riding the new Hartford line train. They were going to give us a whole bunch of numbers, but I think because the public got to speak, and there wasn't really many of us there. There were maybe 30 of us there, I think.
I don't think they had any numbers to give, though, because they were always still researching this. We're still looking into this, and we're still waiting for this and that.
I thought they had numbers. It's just we took so much time asking questions and giving our opinions that...
For me, just sounded like a recap of the old plan.
Well, and that brings us to our dirty laundry of the week.
Dirty Laundry.
BFJ Consulting Firm.
Never heard of that company.
That's the consulting firm that is doing the 10-year plan. So Meriden hires them to facilitate this whole 10-year plan, and I think there's only one more public meeting, and that's going to be towards the end of the year. They have
right.
It's all on the website on the City of Meriden's website, right?
I think it's like I don't know.
We had it. I don't know where it is.
I don't think it's Meriden 2020. I think it's some other website.
Yeah, it's not Meriden 20. We'll put it up on our Facebook page when we find it. But they have a whole schedule there of what needs to be done by which dates to work out this new 10. I guess the goal is by the end of this year, they'll have their new 10-year plan. Okay. But as we were looking through, well, let me start by saying most of the people that were at the meeting, and we all gave our opinions, what we think the last 10 years was and where we think the next 10 years should go and what our biggest issue was. And the majority of the people there, the biggest issue was housing, is affordable housing in Meriden. If you look at Southington, you look at Cheshire, you look at Wallingford, they don't have the housing that we have here. And everybody's complaining about, downtown and the businesses and everything else. We have like the highest concentration of housing in the area. And that's what everybody's biggest complaint was.
Well, what do you mean by housing?
Affordable housing.
I see.
So, yeah. I mean, we had the mills and they took that down and then they kind of spread it around. And it's just a lot of affordable income in the downtown area that other surrounding towns don't have in their downtowns.
Right.
So that's the that's a big reason why our downtown is struggling right now with businesses.
Right.
So this BFJ, association is supposed to, or it's their firm, they're supposed to come up with, the new 10-year plan. And everybody was complaining about the housing, and they were kind of easing us and telling us why it's okay and all of that stuff. Well, we looked on the BFJ website, and we looked at a list of their clients, and one of their clients is the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority. So there
appears there could be a nice conflict of interest here.
Well, if one of their clients was the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority, okay, who knows what they were consulting them on, but it's a housing authority for the state.
Right.
Well, if they were consulting them on what their best interest should be with housing in the state of Connecticut.
Of course.
Let's say that meant putting so much money towards housing in the city of Meriden.
Right.
If that was one of the things that they consulted them on, and now here they are giving us the 10-year plan for Meriden, their 10-year plan, they're going to make sure has that housing because it's going to their, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
It's in their best interest, basically, to maximize their relationship with them, Chafa.
Well, one hand washes the other.
Right.
I
think people know what you're trying to get at.
I can't say it, but you know what I mean. So that's why they're getting into dirty laundry. I mean, you want to hope that BFJ does a good job, and the guys and the women seemed really nice from the company, and they're there supposedly to listen to you, and they definitely did listen. There were plenty of people that voiced their opinions,
right.
But again, you don't know if there's a conflict of interest or not, and how would you know? I would like to know how much the city of Meriden is paying BFJ.
Yep, that's a valid question.
How can we find out how much? Is that a freedom of information?
Maybe somebody from the city hall will email us with the answer.
Just curious how much
What's
the city
our email?
is paying. dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. Email us if you have any idea how much the city of Meriden is paying BFJ consulting firm for our 10-year plan.
All right, I found the website where you can learn more about the 10-year plan. It's Meriden, POCD.Weebly, which is WEEBLY.com.
That's a confusing website. Weebly?
Yeah, but it has a lot of information. And Dirty Laundry in regards to BFJ planning.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do you think was under planning?
Besides the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority?
Yeah.
Who else did they consult for?
Right.
I don't know.
Stop and Shop of Connecticut.
No.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess they didn't do a good job. Well, I don't know if they did a good job. Who knows? That's the thing, too. You could say you're a consultant for someone, but nobody has any idea what you're consulting.
Right.
But that Stop and Shop thing, I'm so glad it's over. 11 days, and it's finally over.
Now you can buy your groceries and eat.
Yeah, everybody could stop crying again. But again, it's so... I follow all of the other Facebook groups from all the other surrounding towns.
Southampton, Cheshire, Berlin,
Newington, West Hartford, Wallingford. And it's like people post, okay, Stop and Shop is on strike. Make sure you don't cross the picket line. And everybody's like, we stand with you. Good job. And we'll go elsewhere. And everything's all positive. Get to Meriden Talks. Why don't these lazy people find another job if they're not happy with it?
right?
They have the people that post on Meriden Talks have no idea what collective bargaining is, what unions are. I mean, there's people on there saying, "Oh, unions are the death of everybody."
But that's the whole thing about MT. They have no idea, but they're still very opinionated.
Oh yeah, let me explain to you, all you people that work a 40-hour work week, and you get overtime over 40 hours a week, and you get holiday pay, and you get sick pay. That's all because of unions. The IWW is the one that got you that how many years ago? So all you anti-union people, you're just jealous.
Memories of a goldfish. 5 seconds, don't remember history.
But again, they don't realize you're working at a job. Let's say you're a butcher at Stop and Shop, and you've been there for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you got a couple more years to go before you're gonna retire and everything. Are you supposed to just walk away from that and find another job that makes you happy? That these people that are working at Stop and Shop, they're striking because they do love their job and they are happy there.
I feel your explanation won't reach.
You know what? I don't even want to.
You're wasting your time.
No, but you know what? I drove around to all the Stop and Shops. I had the red pickup truck beeping my horn. I had the signs.
Yep.
And every day I drove past the one on the east side, the one on the west side, the one in Southington.
Yep. And we'll be at Stop and Shop tomorrow buying cheese.
Yeah, but there is a difference in even the picketers. The east side Stop and Shop. There's the choo-choo.
Yep.
The east side Stop and Shop on Broad and Main.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely a difference in. Even the people striking were way different than the ones in Southington and even the ones on the west side. The ones on the west side were great. The ones in Southington were great. The ones on the east side, I could see them being a little intimidating. Like the one guy was standing right in the driveway.
Yeah.
To where you almost had to hit him to come in. Like he was questioning everybody that pulled in. And I heard there were stories, I don't know how true they are, with picketers yelling at people. And who knows? It's over. And who are we to criticize people for what they're standing up for?
But people just love convenience. A lot of people were lost with Stop and Shop being closed. They're like, where am I going to get food now? Yeah. Like, there's no 20 different stores around here.
When somebody posted, oh, what are we supposed to starve? Like, really? Get a life, man. I mean, there was one lady, I saw her walking with a whole bunch of bags of Stop and Shop bags. She obviously didn't have a car and didn't have a way to get there, so she was walking. I mean, you can't blame somebody like that. You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But if you have a choice, the same way I always say, try and support local businesses. If there's a coffee shop downtown, try and get their coffee rather than going through Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru.
No, it's all about convenience and crying and whining because you were inconvenient.
But why do you think Meriden Talks is so... I mean, I understand it's the same 30 people that post all the time. Why is Meriden Talks so angry compared to the other surrounding towns groups? Because everybody else is very positive with their towns.
I think it's the direction from moderators and maybe administrators.
Uh-oh. You're going to go there?
Yeah, I just did. Just directing the conversation.
Yeah, but they don't really. I mean, like they post what they believe or whatever. They post certain things, but they don't really intervene a lot.
No, the moderator from MT is shit posting all the time because the forum's dying. But if you look at Berlin Buzz, they said, "All right, no more posts about Stop and Shop. We have one post. You have an opinion. Go to that post and speak your mind."
Yeah, I don't think MT is dying. I think it's just it gets out of hand sometimes. And the moderator went on there and said, okay, like there was one that really got out of hand, and they started talking about fighting and guns, and I don't know where it started so simple,
right,
and it turned into this nightmare,
right.
And he came on and he was like, you know what, that's enough. This is getting out of hand. Like, all right, goodbye, that's what a moderator should do. But again, there's no rules or laws on what a moderator should or shouldn't do.
You're right, but you got to nudge it in the right direction. Just have some kind of cohesion in there.
Yeah.
Let's not cry and whine all the time. I know Meriden's not the greatest city, but we have potential. And let's try to find solutions instead of whining all the time.
Yeah. Well, and that's what they do. They all just bitch about everything.
Bring solutions to the
But that's
table.
why we're here.
Right.
We're here because of MT.
We're going to save the world.
Let's think about positive things. The Daffodil Festival.
What about it?
Oh, wait, that could be positive and negative. Well, we could take it in a negative spin if you want to.
Let's do 2 spins.
Well, the tag sales were last weekend. It was raining really bad. Wind was knocking everything over. I remember years ago, the tag sale used to be like, there was some really good quality things there.
Right.
You could find a lot of the silver from Meriden. You could find a lot of different things from Connecticut in there. And now it's just kind of like somebody opened up their closet and brought it there. Yeah, there wasn't really anything. There was one artist there, which hopefully we're going to have him at the Renaissance event coming up this week. And
when's the Renaissance event?
that is this Thursday, April 25th from 7 to 11 at Silver City Ballroom, which is where we're broadcasting from right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, the tag sales, I wasn't really impressed this year, but they moved the Easter egg hunt into the other tent on the
big
tennis
tent?
court. No, on the tennis court. The smaller one because it was raining. Mm-hmm. And Texas Roadhouse in Waterbury sponsored it, which is one of my favorite places. And doesn't that tell you something when somebody from Waterbury is sponsoring something? Is it because they're reaching out to other towns around them? I mean, it was really smart on their part.
I think Meriden's in their demographics. There's no competing steakhouse around here. Not yet, till the fall.
Well, until Tiano's.
Right. So they're trying to maybe kind of make their own mark.
Yeah. I love Texas Roadhouse. One of the best places. And so thank you to Texas Roadhouse for sponsoring the Easter egg hunt in Meriden.
And you can sponsor this podcast, Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
With some steaks.
You want to be a sponsor? Email us at dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. Our sponsor this week, San Miguel Mexican restaurant. So there's a little explanation with that. Where Flavor Point used to, where Flavor Point is now on Hanover.
Uh-huh.
Before it was Flavor Point, it was San Miguel Mexican Restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
And that was about 2 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went out of business. I think the rent was like extremely high for them, and it was just kind of a strange area for that business. So they got out. They took 2 years away, and now they're back. They're right across the street from Banana Brazil, also on Hanover.
Yeah.
Closer to downtown. And it's a husband and wife, and they just make everything so. I mean, the tortillas are fresh. If you're going to go in there, you're going to sit down and know that whatever you order, they're actually making it fresh in the back. It may take a little bit longer than going to, an average place, but the quality and the price is just unbelievable at San Miguel.
I can't wait.
It's incredible. And you know how like a lot of Spanish places, they'll load you up with rice and beans and then just give you a small portion of the actual meal?
Right.
They do it the other way around. They give you the bigger portion and smaller on the rice and beans, smaller on the fillers. So there's only 6 tables in there, so you got to make sure you find the right time to go. They're going to change the sign outside because I think the sign still says Braza on it, which was that was like the last place it was before this place. They were there for like a minute, I think.
Oh, it was like a Puerto Rican place?
Yeah, I think they had like milkshakes and smoothies and stuff, but they also had Puerto Rican food, and it just didn't last, and then it was closed for a while. So
Braza sounds Brazilian, actually.
yeah, it sounds like it, but it wasn't. So San Miguel, directly across the street from Banana Brazil on Hanover. He's going to have a new sign out there. The menu, if you remember the old San Miguel where Flavor Point is now, the menu is identical. Prices are a little bit better. It's really good.
And they have a parking lot, I believe, right?
Yeah, they have a parking lot. A lot of people don't realize it's like the back entrance to the funeral parlor, but it's their parking lot on the side. There's plenty of spaces there, plenty of parking, and I highly recommend San Miguel for your Mexican food. Speaking of Mexican food, Mr. Taco should be opening any day now on Pratt Street, right next to Big M Liquors.
That's good. We got some competition. We got some good food, excellent food.
Yeah. And Tiano's, from what I understand, the barbecue is amazing, but you got to wait for the steak for the fall.
Meriden can wait.
Yeah. Huxley should be moving any day now across the street. I asked them about the big mural in the back parking lot.
Uh-huh.
The one that's got all of the artists on it and stuff. It's been there forever.
Right.
Everybody knows the mural behind Huxley's Bookmark Cafe. And I think he's going to auction it off because he had so many people ask about it.
Uh-huh.
Because I said, if you're not bringing it with you, which I think they should have brought it with them across the street to the new location, just because it's like, history for them and stuff.
Sure.
I know they're bringing the piano with them, and I think they're bringing most of the books. Anyway, if they don't end up auctioning that off, I think that belongs somewhere downtown.
Yeah,
or somewhere. It definitely needs to stay in Meriden. It's got to be fixed up. It's falling apart, but
that's an easy fix.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I also heard that Huxley's might be hiring. They're probably hiring for the new location.
Are they really?
I think so. I read it somewhere.
Oh, cool. The other good thing is the flowers in all the flower boxes downtown. If you've noticed, they went around and planted all. Well, the way it was Wilcox donated a whole bunch of flower boxes for most of the businesses downtown, and then it was up to the business owners to fill those with flowers. So what I did, I spent like $200 every year, and I enjoy it. I filled it up with dirt, and I get the flowers and stuff. Other places, what they were doing was just filling it with mulch and getting flower pots and putting them in there, and then people were stealing them. People were actually taking. There's one lady in a wheelchair. I think she's homeless. She drives around. Everybody knows who she is if you're downtown at all. She was actually stealing the flowers. The Mexican La Plablanitas.
Yeah.
They got the really nice flowers from Seatown last year, and the lady in the motorized wheelchair was stealing them.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. But I believe didn't somebody in a pickup truck pick up some flowers too?
No, they tried to actually steal the flower box in front of their place.
Oh,
and they realized how heavy it was, and they gave up. So it was like the next morning, it was in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah,
I bolted my in. You're not taking them.
Don't even try.
So anyway. The flowers. This is a long list that I got to thank here because the flowers and dirt were donated from the Casartano family.
Excellent.
They have that nursery right almost
in Cheshire.
Is it in Cheshire or is it in Meriden?
So. I think it's Cheshire.
It's right on the border there. The Casartano family, they donated all the flowers and the dirt. They came over on Monday morning with a pickup truck full of dirt and a whole crew full of people, and they filled all of the flower pots with all the planters with flowers and dirt, and they're going to do 3 turnovers. So we've got all the spring flowers planted now. They're going to come in the summer and plant all summer flowers, and then when those die, they're going to take everything out and plant all flowers for the fall.
And who was the crew?
Oh, the crew was everybody. They had, it was the Downtown Beautification Committee. And on that, you've got Bruce from Prentice Printing and his wife, Dave Grodzicki, Mike Rohde was around, Lisa and Dave from Making Meriden office. The kids from Venture Academy were helping out. Trifecta Ecosystem. Pretty much everybody that has anything to do with downtown was helping out and, trying to make it look pretty downtown.
That's great news that like everyone pitched together.
Yeah, and it's really nice. So at least I don't have to pay for my flowers anymore.
And
Thank you, Casartano family.
And it's going to look pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Twilight Summer Concert Series, they came out with their newest, the whole series for this summer.
Yeah.
And I got a question for you.
Sure.
So one of the biggest acts of last summer, it's every Friday night at the Band Shell on the Green in downtown Meriden. And last year, one of the biggest turnouts was the Michael Jackson impersonator, Joby Rogers.
Yeah.
And he's back again this year.
He's great.
I heard a rumor, I hope it's not true, that they're going to maybe be some protests for that.
Really?
And because they came out with that Leaving Neverland documentary about the guys that were abused and everything else. And it's like, are you really going to come? Like, if you're going to protest that, don't come.
I don't think they're going to protest because it's all the way in summer. And by the time that rolls around, people will forget.
I hope so because, Joby, that's his career. He worked really hard at that.
Right.
It's not his fault that,
allegation happened.
Right, and you don't know what's true and what's not true. Whatever your opinion is, let's put it this way. If you don't like Michael Jackson music and you think he was guilty and you're against the whole thing, just stay home.
Right. Nobody cares about your opinion.
No, because Joby worked really hard and he's really good at what he does, and he doesn't deserve people protesting him.
Right.
For something that somebody else did. He didn't know it was going to turn out that way.
People like to focus on things that don't affect their life.
Negativity. That's what they focus on.
Drama.
Everybody focuses on negativity.
Drama. That's why you have the show, though. That's great.
You know what? I'm going to be negative right now. How come the city of Meriden can't get their video on demand up the next day?
I don't know.
You know, if you go to, I think, Middletown, when they have a council meeting, they live stream it.
You know, I had a great idea.
What?
I think the mayor should wear a GoPro on his head so you can see the issues from his perspective.
From his perspective?
Right.
Well, what if Castro wears the GoPro on his head?
Well, you won't be able to see much.
We love you. Anyway, no, I'm serious, though. Like, even Wallingford has their own TV station.
Videos are nice to have, but what my problem is, the minutes are not posted. I don't think they're posted within the required time.
Well, I think, there is a required time, right? That they're
Per state
supposed
statutes,
that they're supposed to release stuff. And nowadays it's so simple. And we have that. I can't remember. I wish I remembered his name. He does an excellent job. He's the videographer that does all of the city council meetings and everything.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong. But anyway, it's very easy to just put it on YouTube. You can live stream it. Instead, we gotta watch what's her name's live stream where she's giggling the whole time and giving her little comments and stuff. I mean, I appreciate that she, it's a citizen that posts all. Well, we all know who it is, but I ain't gonna say her name and give her the benefit of the doubt. She always posts it with her phone. She live streams, and I really do appreciate that she does that because the last one I couldn't get to the budget meeting at the high school or at the middle school.
Why not?
Because I was working. Some of us have jobs.
Wow.
And I really do appreciate that she live streams it. But, all right, number one, I think, like 50 did even 50 people show up at the budget meeting? No, it was like, I don't know. I wasn't
all right,
there.
let's call 50, but I think 8 were from out of town.
Okay. You had it at Lincoln Middle School, and she's live streaming it from it looked like it was the back row. All I saw were 20 rows of empty seats in front of her. I couldn't hear anything, and all I hear is her going, yeah. You know what I mean? Hey, she's not getting paid to do it. She's doing it on her own, but the reason why you're doing it is so people that can't make it can hear it, and we can't hear it.
Well, I think in her defense, I think she might be a little bit mentally challenged.
Well, anyway, City of Meriden, a YouTube channel. It's very simple and it's free. You don't have to spend taxpayer dollars. You could stream that stuff live. You've got an awesome camera guy and audio equipment that really gets quality feed from it. All he has to do is upload it to YouTube or do it live. I mean, all you need is an internet connection.
But it sounds very shady when the minutes take a month to come out and video takes a month to come out. It's like, is somebody manipulating it?
Well, you're going to go there.
No.
Somebody's editing it. No, I mean, it was taken, I think, 2 weeks is the average.
Right.
It takes them to put the video on video demand on the Meriden website. That's ridiculous. 2 weeks? Come on, you're not editing it. You shouldn't be editing it.
You don't know.
So all you got to do is put it in the computer and upload it. I don't understand why it's taking so long. So my recommendation to the city of Meriden, get yourself a free YouTube channel and stream these meetings. So people that can't make it, that have to work or whatever, not only can they watch it live, but if they can't watch it live, they can watch it when they get home.
Right.
You can watch it anytime, and it's there forever. Maybe that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, and leave the comments on so people can leave their educated opinions.
Yeah, the educated opinions. Those will be great.
Yeah.
There's a meeting this Tuesday it's a public hearing on the two-way roads downtown.
Right.
So I think they're going to make Hanover Street two-way. They decided to not make Main Street two-way.
You ever watch out-of-town people trying to navigate Meriden roads?
We should have a live stream on YouTube of the circle in downtown Meriden, and we'll just watch people's faces. But anyway, you could go there, and, I mean, your opinion really doesn't matter at that one. It's done deal, and it'll be happening this summer, but they're going to fill you in and let you know.
I don't think your opinion matters at all.
No, it does.
At the City Hall?
I don't know. My opinion I spoke at City Hall, and I don't know.
Did it have a positive outcome?
Well, it was positive for me. It was negative for some people.
All right.
But anyway, that's happening this Tuesday. The budget meeting, everybody was like, well, if you voted for the referendum, you need to be there. Apparently, nobody came.
Right.
Because the referendum ultimately didn't matter, did it?
No, the referendum was they're walking house to house.
So
No effort required.
Well, how about the neighborhood association meeting? Okay, you need those NI officers, right?
Right.
Well, we got, the NI officers are back. Some of them are back.
Mm-hmm.
One of which sits on Grove Street all day long.
Oh, is that what happened?
How'd that work out?
I don't know.
The shooting
What
last
about
week.
it? What about it?
NI officers there still had a shooting.
They're not investigating. They're just there to provide presence to the community.
Well, how did that work out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know how it worked out. It didn't matter. People don't care.
No.
There was still a shooting.
Yeah.
Grove Street is horrible. Grove Street is I think, one of the worst neighborhoods in Meriden.
You think so?
I think so. It used to be more over by like the homeless shelter and Willow Street, and over there used to be really bad. And you don't, like the bottom of Olive Street, you don't really hear about that now. Now it's more Grove Street.
All right.
You don't agree with me?
No, the shooting wasn't on Grove Street, though. Wasn't it on the 1st Street and Springdale?
No, that was the second shooting. That's the most recent shooting. I'm talking a week ago.
Oh, all right.
That was
Can't keep track of my shootings.
Yeah. Well, and there's I don't know. I guess it's getting warm out and everybody's getting excited.
Right.
So I'm not sure.
You got to clean off those guns and, make sure they work.
Going back to the budget meeting
that
nobody went to because your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Banquet hall got approved, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
At the golf course. The hangars got approved. Pretty much everything got approved.
Yeah, spending that money, not getting any return.
Did you ever get your break-even numbers from that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I would like to hear that because we were looking for that. Well, all right. So our issue with the budget is, when is the city going to stop paying for things that other people get to profit from?
Daffodil Festival.
So, the Daffodil Festival is
Augusta
one.
Curtis.
Yeah, that's another one. The new banquet hall will be another one.
Yeah.
Let's spend taxpayer dollars, and it is, whether it's a loan or a grant or a rainy day fund, it's still taxpayer dollars paying for something that other people get to profit from.
And it's not the residents or taxpayers. It's private sector.
Give me the break-even numbers.
So break-even numbers. So the cost of it is $875,000.
Okay.
But they're gonna finance it.
Right.
So it comes out to $1,072,000.
Okay.
And they're gonna pay it with the LOCIP.
Right, which is like all the leftover money from all the other grants or whatever.
That's about $400,000, which could be used for potholes or anything else in Meriden.
$400,000 that could be used for paving, for a whole list of things.
But no, we're spending it on private enterprise.
Right, a banquet hall that the restaurant gets to profit from.
Right, and people online be like, oh, there are going to be so many weddings, so many awesome events.
Yep. All the city. Well, it's great for the city because now they'll have a free venue that they could use. They don't have to pay for mine or Monticello.
Wait a minute.
The Chamber of Commerce can use it whenever they want for free, and they don't have to pay Monticello or Silver City Ballroom.
But it's not even that. Even if they have weddings every day.
Yeah.
That money goes into Violi's pocket, not City
right.
of
Well,
Meriden.
That's what I'm saying.
City of Meriden gets $1,300
in rent. Right. So when's their break-even number?
Right. So we're investing $1 million and we're getting $1,000 every month back.
Right. And when do we break even?
Break even in 20 years. In 20 years, we're gonna see 6,000 profit on a plus.
Great job. Excellent job.
Now this break even calculation, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again,
I don't think anyone with any accounting experience wrote this thing because it doesn't account for inflation.
No.
For instance, inflation.
Right.
And other factors. Who's going to maintain this facility?
Well, the city will, just like they do with the other buildings that the city owns.
And the golf course already running out of parking spaces. So we're going to build parking spaces for this, and who's going to pay for that?
You know what? It's all, again, if you want to open up a business in downtown Meriden, get yourself on the city council.
Right.
Get yourself on the finance committee and all the other committees.
Right.
And you won't have any problem.
And party on somebody else's dime.
Because it's all special interest, and it's all my special interest. I'm going to be on the head of the finance committee, but I'm also the liaison for the golf course. So when the golf course wants that banquet hall, hey, I'm the head of the finance committee. I'll approve it.
Well,
it's just, I mean, I'm just using that as an example, and
right.
You know what? I'm not blaming them. They're doing what politicians do.
Yeah, taxpayer. You're investing $1 million to get $1,300 a month back.
I just wish that your opinion actually mattered and your voice actually mattered. But
That's what I said 10
doesn't.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You
but
argued
nobody.
with me.
I don't listen to you though.
Yeah, you do.
So, questions for the mayor. We need questions for the mayor. He's going to come on the show in a couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
I've gotten quite a few at dirtylaundryct@gmail.com.
Excellent.
Most of which I cannot say out loud.
Not yet.
No, and I would never say half of the things that people are asking me to ask the mayor.
Yeah, real questions, people, not your stupid grievances.
Yeah, no, be real and ask like real questions because I mean that'll be your opportunity to hear him in a more laid back setting.
Right.
Right? It's laid back here.
We can allure him and make him trust us, and then bam, tough questions.
So if you got questions for the mayor, email us dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. We got the Renaissance Festival coming up, the Renaissance Art Festival on Thursday, April 25th from 7 to 11 at Silver City Ballroom. It's the last Thursday of every month. We're raising money for art projects in downtown Meriden. Hopefully,
We're going to fix it up.
yeah, we're going to start seeing some murals popping up downtown. I know one of the things is going to be the steps to the Church Street parking lot. The face of the steps are going to be painted. We have painting going up on the vacant lot next to the, I don't know how to explain it, across from 24 Colony.
Sure.
You know, there's a fence there. That's going to be painted. We're also looking at painting one of the underpasses under 691 and getting some artwork there. So come out and support small business and support the arts in downtown. There can be singers, fashion shows, all that stuff.
Yeah, check out the event. It's going to be art, music, everything you want.
Daffodil
Alcohol.
Festival is coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I always wish I owned a house right there because they
you don't.
Oh, they make so much money parking in just one weekend.
But the traffic, though, it's horrendous.
Yeah, well, you don't go anywhere. You play parking lot attendant, and you charge people $25 to park on your front lawn for the whole day. It's great.
Yeah, it's small business.
And then you go out to Texas Roadhouse at night
Right?
and eat your dinner.
Mm-hmm. If you can get out of your driveway.
Yeah. What time does the splash pad open?
I don't know. What time?
It should be opening, right? It's getting warm out.
It's opening June 7th, the last day of school.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
But
Kim Marquez is running it. It's a tight ship. It's a nice ship.
But what about May?
What
May
about
could
May?
be warm.
Yeah, but you got to wait for the last day of school.
Why?
So the kids don't get distracted by a nice splash pad.
Yeah, but then how are you supposed to skip school and go to the splash pad?
You're going to skip school to go to the splash pad?
I don't think high school kids are going to the splash pad, huh?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I've seen you there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm walking my dog and there's Meatball playing in the water.
With the kids.
Yeah.
I like to give back to the community.
Yeah, that's not the way you do it.
Speaking of giving back
it's
to the community, we want to take the Connecticut Shot Girl softball team and Tia from Zorbus for supporting the splash pad.
Oh, thank you. Whatever happened with the Wendy's girl?
She's still around. I
Yeah.
see her post.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no drama at the Wendy's anymore.
No, the last thing I heard was fish. They
They
were
got
serving
fish?
but I don't know anything since then.
Excellent.
All right, so make sure you email us your questions for the mayor, and he'll be on very shortly. And actually, email us any dirty laundry you got about Meriden.
Yeah.
dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. Have fun at the Daffodil Festival. Don't trample on the daffodils. Just take a picture.
Yeah, don't be stealing the daffodils. I know it's one of you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely one of you.
Yeah, taking those daffodils.
See ya.
Bye-bye.